Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Rita Valente. This is Women Manifesting Dreams, episode number 6. Natasha, Clarke, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. And let's talk. Tell us who you are, what you do, where are you based?
Okay, so I am Natasha Clarke. I'm a mindset and business coach for female entrepreneurs that want to scale their business the soulful way. So no hustle, no work. It's all about playing and making more money. I am based here in the UK, here in Surrey.
Okay, where is exactly you? It's South?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So what is your story? Why mindset? How did you become a coach? What is your why? So it's a lot of questions, but
Yeah. I'll try my best to unpack it as kind of concise as I can. So I started when I was very, very young as a dancer. That's what I wanted to do, be, and have. Like, that was it. So I trained up until the age of 18 to be a professional dancer. So think MTV backing dancer. Like, that was the vibe. That's what I wanted to do. And it was going really well. And it was, I was becoming very, very successful. And then when I hit the age of 19, I had a fall which injured my back. So I now have degenerating disc disease, which means the discs break away. So at this particular time, it snapped. A very long story short, I had to give up dancing. Now, this for me was every dream. So I didn't have a backup plan. When I was in school, when the teachers would say, I think it's really good that you have a backup plan, I'd be like, I don't need one. I'm gonna be a professional dancer and it's all going to work out, and that's my dreams. And from major surgery, being on morphine, having to give up my dream, I then went into singing, and I was in a girl band, and we got signed here to a big record label here in the UK. And I thought, this is it. This is why the dancing didn't work out, because I was meant to do this. And unfortunately, due to my back pain, again, I had to pull out of that. So it was kind of feeling like everything was against me, everything I wanted to do. Why was this so unfair? Why was there so many other people out there doing what they love to do and feeling really fulfilled? And I was feeling so down, and like, this was great. I wanted it to be me and poor me. I was in a massive pity party. And then from there, I kind of fell into modeling. And then I knew I always wanted to, there was an entrepreneurial side to me always. Even in the government, I was the one talking contracts and talking the business side of things. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, I always knew I wanted to go into that route. So what I decided to do was start my modeling agency, because I thought this makes sense. I'm a model, I know the agency and I know the business side of it. Brilliant. Yeah, it wasn't. It was so hard. And not hard as in, like, it's not like I'm scared of hard work. It was more hard. It was because I was so out of alignment. But when you don't understand what alignment is, when you don't understand how a business should feel to run, and it makes sense why it was so hard, because I would send the perfect girl for the perfect job and she still wouldn't get it, right? I wasn't making any money in the business. I was working all the hours God sends. I was just getting myself into more and more debt. So it was literally the hardest time of my life. And I think I always felt I was meant to do more, but I wasn't sure what that was. Now, I always looked up to Tony Robbins. I always looked up to Louise L. Hay, but there was no middle ground to that. How could little old me, Natasha, be someone as big as that? So I didn't understand the coaching world. And then when I kind of got into it and started studying it more, I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I want to do. Like, this makes sense. I want to help people. And I just felt that buzz around me. But that doesn't say that I went into it. I was so scared of what other people were going to think. Oh, Tasha's got another idea. Dancer, singer, actress. Oh, modeling agency. Oh, now she wants to be a coach. So that kept me, scared so much, just due to that fear. And it took me a long, long time for me to really kind of put my big girl pants on and go, right, I'm doing this. I'm going to say it. And I don't care what anyone's going to say. I'm just going to go for it. And that was 5 years ago, and it was the best decision and the most scariest decision I have ever done.
I found we have so many things that look the same in our story, because I remember very well. So I was a DJ since 2008. I was touring the world, but around 2010, 2011, I did a practitioner, NLP practitioner course. I was studying body language. I was studying so many things, and I was a DJ. And I remember to say I was in California in 2017, and I'm in Sheraton Hotel in Pasadena. It's near LA. And we are going to the car, and I say to now my ex-husband, I feel I want to be a coach. And he said to me, and I will never forget, oh, that is not fun for me. And I don't know why that took me, okay, it's so stupid, because I knew I was meant to do something bigger than put music to someone. What I loved and I enjoy, I love to be on stage, and I love that attention. I love that, but was not enough for me. What's not enough for the brain that I have, for the abilities that I have, for the heart that I have. So I know when COVID hit, then we DJs and artists, we lost our jobs. I remember a specific day. I was on my garden, and I was stressed because I was not stressed. I knew inside of me that COVID was going to be the thing who brought me to my mission. Initially, I was coaching people how to grow online, because I managed to tour the world because of my ability to grow social media. Then I lost that account. Now I had 120,000 followers on my DJ career. So I start coaching there, and then I burn out, and I found healing. And then the healing part is where I settle. I understand the business part. I understand when my women come to me, I look to them and say, where can we improve with healing? Where can we find your beliefs and stretch them a little bit each week, a little bit? So I feel you, I understand you, I hear you. It's so amazing, right?
Oh, and I feel it's divine timing. Like with you speaking about the example with COVID, that was meant to happen for you. For me, all the challenges and adversities that happened in my life was because I wasn't meant to do what I thought I was meant to do. So universe, God and source was like, no, we need to pull her back because this is what she's meant to do. And I've never felt so happy and at home and comfortable doing what I do. I completely understand, even in my growth in my business, everything I've been challenged with is so that I can help my clients. So when they come to me and they're like, so when I first started my business, I was all strategy. You know, what I focused on was I taught my clients mindset, and it was all about the strategy side of things, especially as I grew my business. That's what I taught. Okay, I know how to get 6 figures. This is what you do. And then through my own growth, I've realized, and the real quantum leaps for me have been, it's not about the strategy, it's the soul, it's the alignment. You've got to be feeling what you are doing. Because I had a 60K launch using exactly the same strategy and made £600. That's a huge amount of difference financially, right? Why? If the strategy is exactly the same, it's because of the soul, the energy, the vibration. It was not in alignment. So of course it makes sense now why it didn't work out. You do not need to hustle for you to create success. My clients come to me because they want a life of freedom. They don't want to be working more hours than they were in their normal 9-to-5 job. You want to create a life and embody what success actually means to you. And it's never financially. Of course, we celebrate the financial goals. They're important in a business. Absolutely. I'm my biggest client's cheerleader, but more importantly, I want to focus on their growth from the inside out. And what I teach is lead with soul, support with strategy.
Wow, I love that. I love the concept. So with who are you working? What are more women or men? What is going on with them when they knock to your door? Tell me.
Yeah, so I work with female entrepreneurs. So if the women that have their online business, they're building it or they're looking to scale it, but they're missing something, then it's not feeling, they're trying so hard with the strategy, they've bought the courses and the programs, they're like, but why is this still not working? It doesn't feel right. And that's because they need to do the inner work. We've got to go in before we can think about oh, let's just skip the sexy strategy stuff. I'm like, no. The sexy stuff's the inner stuff. It's the real work. Let's be fair, it is. Strategy is one thing that's very, very important in growing a business, but it's the soul work that really does quantum leap you, really does expand you and help you grow.
You need to feel that you are worthy.
For sure.
There
For sure.
is the point. If you feel then you are worthy, you can do it. Whatever you believe you can or you cannot, you are always right. This is from Henry Ford, and it's such a strong quote. I will add another thing that is really into manifesting. Take ownership of the result before having any clue how to get the result.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you have to detach. And it sounds like the easiest thing, but it's not. And this is something, for example, my clients, they first struggle with is detaching. Yeah, but I really want that 10K month. I really want the 3 clients. I really want them. Like, yes. And where this comes from is external validation. You're a badass coach, whether you're making 10K, 100K, or you've signed 1 client, because you are. That is the key. It's not the amount of money that's in your bank account that makes you worthy for it. So you've got to do the work of worthiness and being open to receive way before you're looking at your bank account and you're going, I'm a badass. No, you're a badass, and we need to work on that first, because that is what brings the money in.
You can be a badass. You can be a badass coach and underselling yourself for £100 for 1 month of work with you, right?
Yeah.
You can do that. You are still the same amount. What is going to happen is, and I'm talking against me, I underpriced myself thousands of times, is you are going to be drained and out of energy, and you cannot serve your clients in the best way. That don't mean we all need to go 10K programs and 20K programs. We need to find our soul alignment. And then you are so right on that. What kind of offers do you have for people to work with you?
So how I like to open my business is to have a product suite. So having something where someone's coming literally new into my world, they can come into my membership site. All right, it's £29 per month. And it's a really great way of coming in and learning exactly how to transform your mindset, money, and manifestation, right? To put those kind of all together. So, and then that kind of goes to group programs. I offer group programs. So I've got one group program that's really great if you're first starting off in business. And it teaches you exactly how to do the foundations, so they feel rock solid when it comes to your mindset, energetics, confidence, but also gives the strategy, how to grow your social media, you know, the hashtags, the when to post, what to post, all of that blended with the energetic side to it, and also teach you how to sell, because that's really important. And there's so many people, they're like, oh, I don't like selling. I'm like, why? Like, selling isn't a bad thing. I sell every day. Selling is only what you make the attachment to it is. You're defining it. You're going, oh, it's icky, it's hard, it's this. No, it's not. You're offering a solution to someone's problem. If you said to me, Tash, I'm so thirsty, like, oh my God, what I would do for some water? I'm like, I've got some water, right? So that's what selling comes down to. So I've got online programs, and then I've got a group program, and of course, one-on-one. So because I love, there isn't one route I want to go down. I'm in love with it all. Do you know,
I agree with you. Yeah, of course, because, for example, I have a circle of women tapping each Wednesday, and it's so powerful. But then another way, I love my sessions one-to-one, because they come to me and say, oh, I want to get more clients, but behind them, I had a funny story the other day. I had a lady coming to me, and one of my clients, she's pregnant, she needs to leave because she's going to have a baby, so she needs to leave her company. And she was scared. She said she was scared, and we are doing EFT and tapping. She said she was scared because she was scared then the company did not work out. And then I found out she was scared, then the company had more success without her there. So you peel the layers of the onion, right? Yeah. So, and how can people find you online?
So my Instagram is where I kind of hang out the most, which is at Natasha Clarke Coaching. You kind of get to see all the behind the scenes. I love to kind of share my clients' testimonials, but also love to give so much value. Like, that to me is really, really key for somebody coming into my world. I get this so many times, somebody DMing me going, I just binged all your content. I love it. I'm like, brilliant. That's exactly why I create the content. You know, so there's a free platform for you to come on over and learn, immerse yourself into my vibe, my feeling, the way I teach. And if you love it, great, send me a DM, right? So I think it's really important for me to be able to educate. other women, empower. I want you to come onto my page and feel inspired, empowered, thinking, wow, if Tash can do this, so can I. Like, that's kind of my motto. You know, there isn't a cookie cutter of success that just picks certain people. Oh, you can be really successful and you can't. Or, you know, I, for many, many years struggled with, I wasn't smart enough to be an entrepreneur. I wasn't savvy enough. I didn't have any tech experience. I had no idea how to run a business. I mean, my last business wasn't a success, right? So that to anybody would be enough to make them go, I'm not going to try. But that's not me. And that's how I want to inspire other women to go, we don't give up. This is our dream. It's our passion. It's in here. This can't be taken away from us, because it's like it's in our body. It's a part of our blood, of who we are. So I want other women to know that you can do, be, and have, and create anything you freaking want to. Like, let's create more women that are freaking in love with their lives, running badass businesses, making the money they desire, living out their truest, wildest dreams. And that's down to us as coaches to do that, to show them the way. Sometimes it's scary, and we, you know, as coaches, we're the ones that lead. We have to take those big plunges, and you know, we invest. Scary, you know, we're all scared every single time we invest, right? Of course you get fearful. That doesn't mean we don't do it. We feel the fear and we freaking do it anyway. And that's why we get the results we do.
Yeah, you have a story from on a book, the Paulo Coelho is a small book. It's not The Alchemist, it's the Maktub. It's a book of stories, and there's the story of Napoleon, from France, and he was a general very early in his life. So it's in front of a war, and he have a soldier who is older than him, and he's in front. The war is happening, and he's shaking and with fear. And the soldier was old, is making fun of him. And he says something, if you had half of the fear than I have, you did run away already. So having fear and staying there and go, that is the power. Because having no fear is dumb, is stupid, right? It's a dumb question for you, but tell me something that you manifest already in your life.
Oh, wow. This is a good question, because literally as soon as you ask me that, I'm like, ding, 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 there's so much. I would definitely say the one that kind of stands out the most for me is not this house, the house we bought before this. Because at the time we were living in our flat, and it was an open plan flat. So it was a small kitchen, a small living room, stroke office. So I was in this office, I call it an office. It was a desk with a chair that I couldn't actually push out. Okay, because it was behind the sofa. You couldn't get out into the balcony because my desk was in the way, right? So that was where I was at. And me and my now husband, but boyfriend at the time, we were looking for houses. And we obviously had our budget, and we went into this house, and it was a new build, and they show you the dream, don't they? You walk in the door, you're smelling the carpet. They've literally put the coffee on boiling. Like, you can imagine yourself living here, and you're like, oh, and they'd done the office all beautiful, and they had 4 bedrooms upstairs, and the garden, it was just stunning. I was like, it's mine, right? So they give me the leaflet, and then they tell us the price, and it was £100,000 over our budget. Okay, so we walk away, and I said to the guy, okay, yeah, great, sit in the car. And my husband now, Michael, said, how the hell are we going to do it? Like, there's no way, right? You know, he's a very logical thinker, and I'm like, no, there is a way, we just don't know it yet, we've got to trust. And I think he probably thought, what the actual, like, really, we just think we're going to manifest £100,000. But our job, and I know this, isn't the how. My job wasn't to go home and start marking out, okay, how can we find another 100,000? How can we do this? It wasn't. So then when we called the estate agent up, we said that he said he had another place for us to look at that was the same spec of the house we've looked at, but just in a different area. And I was like, okay, brilliant, let's go and have a look. Now, this house wasn't ready, so they sent us to a different house, because I didn't like this area that we were going to see was a lot more further away. And I was like, I don't want it to be this far. So the estate agent said, well, listen, we've got another place you can see. It's literally just been ready right now. I'm like, okay, brilliant. Went in, beautiful. Same house, same dimensions, like everything was the same, 100 grand cheaper. And I was like, ah. And Mike was like, I cannot believe this. That how has this happened? I'm like, this is the art of manifesting. Got to believe. And the easiest thing to do is go, it's all going to work out when it's worked out. Okay, we can all say that. Mm-hmm. But when you're actually in the process and it doesn't look like it's going to happen, you know, things you're going up against, and the money hasn't come through and you're like, oh my God, right, definitely we can't now. And then you go through a spiral. There's no way we're going to make that £100,000. There's no way we're going to have our dream house. We might as well just stay in the flat. You can go down that spiral. You can go, I choose to trust, even though I don't know how this is going to work out, but it's all going to work out for the best. And I'll never forget it. And then we got the house and I sat in that office. Oh God, it makes me teary thinking about it. And I'm like, this stuff works. It really does, you know, and it just, for me, that's what I just love to teach. I love to teach from experience. And then some of my best examples then are what my clients have manifested: babies, money, like it's all possible once you know a lot of how to do it.
Do you believe, I was going to ask you the secret of manifesting, but you said already, do you believe we need to expand our dreams? You need to dream bigger?
Yeah, for sure. Because why limit yourself? I always find a really good hack for this is if you're looking to, let's just use money as an example. You want to make your first 5K month, right? Mm-hmm. And that feels like, oh my goodness, that just feels like a stretch. And your mind starts to go to logical, well, that will mean this many clients, this will mean this. Double it. Go to 10K. Put 10K out there. Why? Because you're thinking your mind will go even more into spin, but it will make the 5K so much more achievable. And as soon as you believe something, like we touched upon in the first part of this call, if you believe you can do it, then you will. It's you are the reason you're not manifesting, you know, the clients, the money, the dream business. It's a you thing, right? And it's because of how our mind is wired. Unconscious is wired to keep us safe. That's what it's wired to do. So of course it's going to come up with all the examples and the evidence of why this won't work out and why this shouldn't happen to you, why this can't happen, but that can. As soon as you get past those limiting beliefs that are in your unconscious mind, it's not you're not consciously trying to self-sabotage. It's an unconscious thing that goes on in the back of your brain. So when it comes to manifesting, of course, unconscious mind's going to go, that's not possible. Well, you tried to manifest that last week and it didn't happen, right? So it's about being solely focused on the feeling. What I say to my clients, how would it feel to have it done? Oh, that's a bit of a game changer. Yeah. Get into that feeling, that zone, that vibe, because that's how you're going to manifest it. It's not sitting there going, right, let me think of strategy. Let me think of what I can do more. Let me work more hours. No. You're losing the point. You're losing the point of the art of manifesting. This isn't a thinking thing. It's a feeling thing. And then you align it with inspired action.
Oh, I love it. A message to your younger self.
Oh, wow, that's a good question. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, because everything that you have now, you are so deserving of it. So deserving. And I think this really hits true to me because I spent a long time having to work on my inner self, having to work on the belief that I was worthy and deserving of success, money, happiness, inner peace, you know, always kind of berating myself. I think because of the industry that I was in, the dancing, acting, singing, modeling, it's all about how you look. It's all about that. So for me, I really had to work on the belief in I am smart enough.
I loved in your quote. I loved in you were saying that in behind you, you have a little, you see there, you're saying believe in yourself.
Yeah, so, yeah. Exactly. And I think it's just a constant reminder, because I think we always can push ourselves for more, and we could always deal with that. Have more belief in yourself.
100%. And now, to end this amazing conversation, can you give us a quote?
Oh, something I always kind of rely on and go back to, and I cannot remember where I got this from, but it's what's meant for you will not pass you. And it's so true.
That is so true.
When you're going through something, you don't see it at the time. And I just keep reminding myself that if that is meant for me, there's no way it can go past me. And if it's not, then it's because it wasn't meant for me. And just surrender.
Yeah, and you can surrender is so powerful, because you can try your best, but if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. You need to let it go.
Yeah.
So what amazing conversation, Natasha. It was so nice and sweet. I have a present for you. I'm going to give you in a second. Thank you so much for being here. To you, listen to this conversation or watching this video. Keep living your dream and make it happen. My name is Rita Valente. Today with Natasha Clarke was such an amazing talk. I see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.